Welcome to the Sweat Sanctum Podcast, where we talk fitness of the mind, body, and soul. Now here's your host, Coach Tom.
What is up, y'all? Coach Tom and Colton coming at you with episode number 25 of the Sweat Sanctum Podcast. Colt is jumpy. It's sunny outside. He's ready to go for a walk, so I won't choke too much of your time. Give you a little life update since last week when we talked. Kim and I had an awesome weekend out. We went to Wine Bar George down at Disney Springs. Incredible food. We were lucky to be hosted by them. Incredible food, drinks on their brunch menu. I ate like a machine. It was phenomenal. Absolutely loved the food there. Loved the service, and the beverages were pretty good too. And if you talk to Kim, I was feeling it a little bit on Sunday. That's a-okay because I had nothing on the menu, nothing to get done that day. It was a rest day, and I fully took advantage of that rest day. After Wine Bar George, we met up with some friends, headed to the other side of town, and ventured over to Universal Studios and checked out some of their pseudo Halloween Horror Nights, which they're not doing Horror Nights this year because of COVID-19, but they still got two of the houses up, Revenge of the Tooth Fairy, which was pretty cool, and The Bride of Frankenstein, which was a little better than the Tooth Fairy, but it was just great getting to see both of those because we didn't think we were going to get a little Horror Nights this year, and we got it in. So I love Halloween. Anybody that knows me knows I'm a big Halloween fan, so it was cool getting to go through the houses. Especially we went to see two of our friends. We ran into an additional three. Ended up on 7 by the end of the night. The things escalated. We had a really good time, to say the least, and I paid for it on Sunday morning. But again, that's a-okay. I say I earned a rest day after the workout week that I had, so I took full advantage. We did get out of the house a little bit last night. And took a trip over to Epcot around 4:30. Walked around Food and Wine. We did like 4 or 5 rides, including Soarin'. We waited no time at all for him. And then we just did a lap around the World Showcase. Had some, I wasn't drinking. We had some dinner. Started a little lobster roll, which was about half the size of my fist. It was good, but it did not put a dent in me. Polished that off with a slice of Sicilian Italy. And then made it over to the donut box for dessert, where they gave us 5 of these little donut holes that had sprinkle flavored ones. And it was absolutely phenomenal. And I paid the cost this morning. My stomach was feeling the sugar that my body's not used to, the unhealthy food that my body's not used to. But you gotta let loose a little bit. You gotta live your life and just enjoy yourself. So we're gonna touch back today on my rules for fitness and life and kicking ass. I'm gonna drop that article in the next day or two. I'm just tuning it up. So pushing around 40 to 50 rules on just kicking ass. You'll see that on the website, and most of these podcasts are going to link back to them. And today, I want to talk about embracing the mind-muscle connection, which right now I've got it down as rule number 10, and that might shift around. I got to play with it. I got to tune things up, but embracing the mind-muscle connection. So I know a lot of people out there, you go to the gym, and you go through reps, and you go through sets, and you go through this, and a lot of people these days really chase the sweat. And if you want to sweat, you tend to have to do a lot of reps. You got to move fast. You got to fly through it, and you don't really get the muscle work that you're supposed to be getting out of lifting weights. We go through. If you're flying through and just trying to get sweaty, your body's you're not gonna have time to really lift heavy, recover heavy, and lift strong enough to recover stronger for the next set. So you're just constantly just moving through motions, and it's good. It gets your heart rate pumping. You're going to get your heart rate up. You're going to get a sweat on. You're going to feel like you got your ass kicked at the end of the workout, and that's what a lot of people go for. But if your goal is to build muscle, you're not going to really make it too far by doing that, by, just chasing the sweat. You got to chase the mind-muscle connection. And really goes down to, it boils down to on Friday and Saturday, I think, it was whenever I trained my chest last, I think it was like Wednesday or Thursday. I was just kind of bogged down after a long day, and I had a super slow workout. The gym was crowded. I was able to grab a bench, but I couldn't, like, you know, I like to move and groove through things. I like to be efficient and get things done. But this day I just decided, like, you know what, let's just be like ridiculously strong. Let's really feel the muscle work. Let's go with heavy weight. Let's slow down the tempo. Let's slow down the reps and really, you know, not damage the muscle, but stimulate the muscle. You know, you don't want to annihilate, you want to stimulate. And that was really what I did. I slowed down the tempo. I probably only went for maybe 45 minutes, hour max after, you know, including the warm-up. But I left the next day just, and I could feel like my chest was like the good kind of tight. Like my muscles felt beat down, they felt a little battered, and that was fantastic. And I'm like, wow, you know, just slowing down and not rushing into the next thing. You know, I took maybe 45 seconds to a minute to recover, and I was able to go heavy on the next set. And I was able to go heavy on the next set and maintain those high-end heavy reps that were stimulating the muscle and, you know, damaging the muscle fibers enough to where I didn't destroy them, but I definitely felt like I got annihilated. And that's what's going to make your muscle grow. So, I mean, you really got to just feel it. And the same thing, I had a leg day where I was really exhausted for leg day. I think I want to say it was Wednesday. And I decided, I was like, you know what? I'm too tired right now. I'm too tired right now to really, you know, move fast, which I like to move fast on leg day because I like to keep my legs pumping and build a little endurance through the legs because that's kind of where I lack. I'm strong with the legs, but my muscular endurance there is not great. So I do try to move a little fast and keep them going and keep the pump going. But I was just like, my head's not in it today. So what I really thought was going to be a shitty workout for leg day, I slowed things down and I opened up with some calf raises. I like to move in reverse order on leg day. I like to get everything activated before I go into those big heavy lifts, which is kind of counterintuitive to what a lot of people do. But after years of achy knees, I found that kind of greasing the groove, lubing the joints, you know, waking everything up before I beat it up helps me the best. So I opened up with some calf raises and really just slowed the tempo. Like I sat at the bottom of the rep range, really stretched out the calf, pulled it to the top, took about a 1 second pause at the top where I was working the muscle, came down slow at a 3 count, and then really just held that stretch, and I kept going. And then when I was done with my rep count, I moved into just standing or some isometric squat holds where I was raising the calves and really just pumping them up and like tensing and squeezing the muscle. And you know, if you're gonna grow muscle, you have to feel it work. And I was feeling those calves burning, but I didn't anticipate like the amount of damage that I was gonna do, like good damage, not bad damage. I didn't destroy them, but I stimulated them. Again, that's the goal. Stimulate, don't annihilate. So I moved into the same thing on my hamstrings where I just went a little bit lighter and I took them really super slow. I let the hamstring stretch out at the bottom of the rep range, really sat in it for a little bit, pulled it up slowly, kind of gave it a pump, slow return to the bottom after a pause, sat at that bottom of the hamstring curl again, and really just, I went for reps on. I did move into a heavy range where I dropped the reps a little bit, but it was really about feeling those hamstrings work. And while I never once felt like, oh man, I'm killing myself, like I was like, I don't have a sweat going, I don't have anything going. I mixed in some leg extensions after that, which I don't normally do because they are rough on the knees. I'm no lover of leg extensions, but I said, I'm just not feeling, my mental game was not feeling strong, and that's okay. You're allowed to have days where your mental game doesn't feel strong. I just was not feeling, let me go sit in the squat rack and knock out, heavy weight. If your mind's not there, the worst thing you can do is go and try to, hit a PR on a squat and blow something out or twist something and be sidelined. I said, let's go with some safer stuff. Just try to get a little pump on, at least get the muscle moving. If it's not going to be a great workout today, I'll still get a little bit out of this. So I took those, which I don't normally do, went through again, pumped them up, slowed them down, did some drop sets in the mix, and then I polished things off with a little bit of single leg deadlifts, which I really like to focus on. I'm, big tree fall hard. My balance has always been not a strong point. So I love doing single leg deadlifts, single leg RDLs, hand assisted single leg deadlifts, just anything to kind of challenge my balance. I'm getting core strength out of it. I'm really focused on it, and I take them slower than I do a heavy deadlift. I drop the weight a little bit, I stretch out the muscle and really bring it back in. And then I supersetted those with some hamstring curls in the TRX. And let me tell you, this workout I said that to Kim when I came home. I'm like, man, today's workout just wasn't there. I had a little bit of anxiety. I wasn't fully awake. I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't in the mood. And I'm like, it was just kind of like a waste of an hour. I couldn't walk the next day. My legs were so knotted up. I was hammering around on the Theragun. I was doing a little myofascial release. I got the little stick where I drag. I can't think of the name of it right now, but I was the good shot stick or the Graston. I was doing a little Graston on my legs. I had some bruises the next day. I polished off the workout with about 15 minutes in the sauna. No one was in there. I let to check in. Nobody was in there, so I did a little bit of yoga and stretching. So I think that had, a benefit of really helping me open up those muscles and getting a little extra benefit out of the workout. But I felt the muscles working, and I really embraced that mind-muscle connection. And I paid for it the next day. I could it was a good type of barely walk. I was mobile. I was able to move around. But I was like, yo, you beat up those muscles, and I was not anticipating that. And it was great. So it kind of gave me the cue, and that's what I'm trying to talk about today, is that it's all right to slow down and feel your muscles work. It's better than all right. I see it all the time, and I mean, maybe it's just bicep curls are the easiest thing to spot. And I've talked about this before countless times, but bicep curls are the easiest thing to see somebody cheating their way through. And I think it's because people think they look cool. Hey, I can bicep curl a pair of 45 pounds on an easy curl bar for reps. And if you watch them, their lower back's doing most of it. Their hips are swinging, they're thrusting it up. There's maybe a second of pause where that muscle gets a sticking point, and then they tip that. Oh, sorry, Cody, I jumped to show the video of the tip. But you see them just push through and kind of try to shake it up through that little bump. And there's a lot of grunting. There's a lot of and I'm the king of the world. I got these 45 pounds on there, and I'm like, your lower back's gonna be sore tomorrow. Your biceps look like shit, and I really don't think you felt much. And if you're not feeling the muscle work, how do you expect it to grow, and how do you expect to stimulate it if it's not doing its job? The function of the bicep during the bicep curls to lift the weight. It's not the focus of your lower back, your lumbar spine to move the weight. It's not the focus of your hips to swing it up. It's the bicep curl. The focus is to get the bicep to move that weight. So by slowing down and really feeling it, and I mean, cheat reps can come in handy. Every once in a while, I'm not got a cheat rep on a bicep curl to get it up, and then you slow it down on the range of motion on the way back down. You gotta make up for it somewhere. But you just bam, pumping out 10 reps of 45s on the side of an easy curl and grunting your way through them. It's not going to get you big biceps. What's going to get you big biceps is slowing down those reps. And anybody that sees me do bicep training these days, they're like, dude, you have killer arms. That can't be all you do. And I primarily train my biceps by training my back and doing rowing and pull-ups and chin-ups with heavy weight strapped to me, which you can't really cheat your biceps when you're doing a full range of motion chin-up. But when they do see me do biceps, I'm curling a pair of 20s for 20 to 25 reps. I also go at extremely slow tempo, and I really feel the muscle stretch out. I love to do alternating bicep curls because it leaves one in that stretch position at the bottom of the rep before I come back in, and then I slow it down on the other one. And it's not going to take much out of you. You're not going to get sweaty, but I can promise you your biceps are going to ache. And if you're somebody that likes to load up a bar because it makes you feel strong, and everybody wants to feel strong in the gym. Everybody wants to look strong in the gym. As many times somebody said, oh, I don't care what other people think. Everybody is worried about what everybody else thinks in the freaking gym. It's such a place where ego takes over. You want to look like the cool guy. You want to look like the tough guy, but you don't have to do that all the time. If you're going to, and you're going to lift heavy on a bicep curl, throw that bar on a preacher bench. That preacher bench ain't going to let you cheat. You're going to have your elbows supported. You're going to have your upper arm supported. You're going to have your upper arm supported there by the tricep. You're not going to be able to swing it up. You might get the first one up by on the way to sit down, get it up, and then have to slow it down. But after that, it is all biceps. Biceps are doing all the work, and you're going to feel it. And while I don't do them often, I can tell you, when I curl a pair of 45s on an easy curl bar or a straight bar using a preacher, I'm getting 3 to 4 out, maybe 5 if I'm lucky. I'm building a little strength. And that last one I take down real slow when I feel that burn. And that's what it's all about today. Finding that mind-muscle connection. You got to listen with your mind to that muscle working, because you're not going to grow it otherwise. And what the hell are you doing in the gym if you're not actively growing your muscle? If you're not stimulating your muscle, you're just spinning reps and wasting time. And nobody wants to waste time in the gym. So many people waste time in the gym on the phone, talking to each other. There's a reason I generally work out solo or in a group fitness setting, because there ain't no time to talk. When I'm solo, there's nobody to talk to when I'm solo. So I get the job done. And so really take a moment to just listen to the muscle that's working. If you feel your lower back at the end of a bicep day, at the end of an arm day, you're probably not getting a good mind-muscle connection. You're not embracing that bicep. You're not, and the same goes with the chest. The same goes with the back. Anytime I see, and y'all know I hate these. Everybody knows I hate the goddamn kipping push-up. I hate the kipping pull-up. I just see people swinging through, and they're trying to get a sweat on, and they're swinging through a pull-up. A pull-up can be one of the best back developers, best lat developers, best bicep, pull-up and chin-up, bicep, grip strength, forearm strength, deltoid, rear deltoid. Anytime you do those properly, you're gonna fire up those muscle groups. You're gonna fire up your core if you do them right and strap a little weight to you. But when you do that kipping push-up and you're sweaty, you're going to fire up your cardiovascular system. You're going to do that, go to a treadmill, go to a rowing machine, go to Stairmaster. Not on a pull-up. Feel the arms do the work. Feel the chest, feel the back do the work. Feel the muscle that you're trying to work do the work. Instead of swinging through and get your cardio from kicking push-ups, go do kickboxing. You want to get your heart rate up. There's a lot of things you can do to get your heart rate up. A pull-up I do not think is the best. It's a good way to injure yourself, good way to tear a bicep, good way to dislocate your shoulder. CrossFitters love them. They're just not for me, but that's a story for another day. I'm going to leave you with that. Embrace the mind-muscle connection, because if you don't, you're not going to get the muscular benefits you are looking for. And if that's the case, what the hell are you doing in the gym? So make sure to leave a little review on this one. Share it. Mind Muscle Connection. You check out the full article with all my rules shortly up on Facebook. Again, leave the review, share, leave reviews. I don't care. I am shamelessly plugging myself, shamelessly plugging Coda. If you need online fitness and nutrition coaching, you can sign up on the Inner Sanctum section of my website, sweatsanctum.com. Always looking to bring new people into the fold, share a little bit of knowledge, and help you hit your goals. Keep kicking ass, y'all. We love you.